It's just a fact in this world. There's two types of people. There's types of people who do puzzles, and the other type is people who get puzzled. And let me just be honest with you guys, I'm in the latter. Welcome back to the Affaka Show, Week 4 recap. As you can tell, the beginning of this show, we're going to start it off hot. We're going to go across the pond for a recap. I'm not British. But I have met British people before, believe it or not. And when I was on a flight, I was in London. Uber Eats some Indian food. I liked it, but the twin bed situation's weird. I don't know what's wrong with Europe with all the twin beds, but in America and in Texas, everything's bigger. The beds, and I bought a king size mattress. Shout out Safa, but also I take that shout out back because there's no free sponsors. Vikings 21, Steelers 24. I made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Sometimes you color in pencil and you're supposed to be coloring in pen, but I made a mistake betting Carson Wentz against Tomlin. Why, Miss American Pie, did I ever think that was going to be a good idea? Because newsflash, wasn't. Carson Wentz, he wasn't the worst he could have been, but the Vikings stunk. They were not the team that I saw last week. They trailed all game. So when you look at the scoreboard, it's not going to look like, oh, maybe it was pretty close. It was a 3-point game. It was not. He had all the way to the 1 yard line, Addison, very close, 3 minutes left, tripped up, and they took a minute off the clock. I'm not a coach. I'm just merely I barely even watch the all 22, right? I would figure you want to be moving quickly. So I don't get that when people are down and they're just, hey, we're taking so much time to call play. Just call play, throw it out of bounds, whatever. Why don't you throw it to Justin Jefferson? Why don't you hike the ball, Carson Wentz, and throw it to Justin Jefferson randomly? Their defense couldn't stop anything either. The Steelers, now they're 3-1. And it makes total sense, right? It makes a ton of sense. Just because they're the Steelers. They might win a playoff game, they probably won't, and then you'll be done. But they'll make it. You'll have a good season. You had a great win today. You woke up, you saw your team, they won. You should be excited about that. Their special teams and defense is all time. Then you also just have TJ Watt rushing at you, which is horrifying. And I remember there's one play where I was yelling out because I was with some friends, believe it or not, I only have a few. And I was like, if TJ Watt's running at you, why don't you just throw the ball away? If TJ Watt was running at me, I would just probably end up crying and not probably need new pants just from fear alone. Just because I wouldn't want to put those pants on and then have him come at me and be like, what's up, scaredy pants? And then I would just be scared because they would remind me the time that I got scared in those pair of pants. Rodgers was sick. He ripped the smelling salt, tossed it away, and then just tossed it to DK for a long touchdown. Also, that is the pivotal moment in the game where it's like, Vikings are coming back from this. But also, at the same time, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart to see that. All right, so overall, Vikings, they look soft. They need J.J. McCarthy back. Not so sure about this season. Steelers, they look flashy. They made their stuff. Overall, box score felt like a lie. The Steelers rolled them. Chargers 18, Giants 21. The New York Giants look completely different after Russell Wilson wasn't in there just throwing the ball 4 times at the goalpost. They brought in Jackson Dart. And what Jackson Dart did was he threw it on a level. Or he didn't throw it, he tucked it and he run. And I think him and Scabito was really the true difference maker in this. It made it dynamic, it made it fun. As much as I hate the Giants, I don't have a Florida hat on, but I'm an Eagles fan. As much as I hate the Giants, I kind of love Cam Scabito. I love Cam Scabito. I'll say it. I love him. Until he plays the Eagles, I'm going to hate him. But Jackson Dart, he just didn't make mistakes, which is like all you can ask for in your rookie. That's all you can ask for. His legs, again, did add a new dimension to the team, picked up some key first downs. Another key story to this game, dominant their defensive line. The Jets' defensive line was dominant. Abdul Carter, Penn State lost. However, Abdul Carter won. Chargers couldn't stop him. Sure, Joe Alt went down, and that's definitely a big aspect to this Chargers offensive line for sure. However, they just got Herbert. They made him uncomfortable the entire time. So overall, it was just a big struggle bus. Hampton, he did rip off a big run, but it just felt like they're not using him enough. They're kind of relying on this whole narrative now that it's like, oh, Herbert can just toss the rock. Why don't we toss the rock a ton? Well, I don't know if you guys have ever played rock, paper, scissors, shoot, but at some point, you have to just stop tossing rock and go paper or scissors. And you need to mix it up. But overall, the offensive line injuries they're a major concern for this team. Especially moving forward with this Chiefs team only 1 win behind them. I'd be scared. They're still in a very decent spot, especially given all their divisional wins. But overall, their health could become a huge factor in this. My takeaway is the Jack Star adds another element to this Giants team. Giants still not going to be great, but are 2-point underdogs to the Saints, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just a sick individual, but I think I'm going to say right now, Spencer Rattler might be picking up his first win of the season against it, because who is Jackson Dart going to throw to? You'd be saying, oh, Malik Neighbors. Well, guess what? They took him away. The ACL, the turf at MetLife, or the fake grass, whatever it is, took his ACL. Just snatched it. They snatched Aaron Rodgers. Maybe replace it. Maybe, but probably not. So future outlook, it's not looking great for the Giants. However, they might be more fun than what people were anticipating, which is always good for an organization. The Chargers, depends how they fix their offensive line. It's really what it comes down to. Eagles, Bucks. Eagles 31, Bucks 25. Eagles, they came out right out. Boom, blocked the kick, ran it back. You got 7. Could not ask for a better start. The offense, they were just kind of firing on all cylinders, right? Oh, you don't want to complain about the tush push? You want to go on Twitter and be like, oh, this is an early start. We can't do that. Okay, fine. Next year, I was going to show you how we do it a different way. What do you want? 3 people over there, 4 people? I don't know. It could have been a whole party. Could have been a fiesta. Who am I to say? Maybe it was Dallas Goedert's bar mitzvah. He took the ball, hiked it over to him, boom, touchdown. Easy. What are we doing on the next play? Okay, what's up? Oh, maybe you toss Dallas Goedert. Okay, now we're lining for tush push goal line. Oh, pop it out. Here you go, Saquon running in. It adds another dimension, and I think one of the reasons people did it is outside of the reason, oh, we can't do the tush push. You take that out of it, right? The Buccaneers, they have Vita Vea. Vita Vea's a big boy. He is basically like whoever The Rock played in that Moana movie. He is giant, muscular. He's going to stop the run. So maybe they don't want to push against him. And guess what? They don't have to. They're playing mind games. Mind games, like the intro of Criminal Minds. Never watched that show. It's a little scary. There is a concern, though, with this Eagles team. Big concern. And that's the fact that they didn't get any passing yards in the second half. They didn't get any passing yards in the second half. If I played NFL quarterback, I could even pass one, boom, screen. As much as I hate a wide receiver screen, halfback screen, I could still do it. Although that means I might get hit if I hold on to it, which that would not be pretty. I'd be crying. You have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They're a top 5 wide receiver duo within the league. You got to get them moving. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, brutal start, immediately down 7, right? Baker, though, he's a gamer. He's a dog. He likes to bake. I like eating baked goods. Got them down there and got them in this game. Couple. Oh, God, that was disgusting. A long toss to Buka, which is always huge, but it's a little too late, right? You can only go on so many game-winning drives and win until someone comes in and then is a buzzsaw. That's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did, Tim. So got to get started earlier next time, Baker. Got to get started earlier. Overall takeaway is that the special teams creativity really bailed out the Eagles when they needed it the most, because their offense is not looking great. It's not looking great. Buccaneers, they're too inconsistent. You have to really get up and stay up if you want to win in the NFL, but you can only do so much, right? You can only do so much. So let's go ahead. Let's kick it to a game that I was very bullish on and got made fun of for how bullish I was on. Jaguars 26, 49ers 21. Trevor Lawrence didn't light up the stat sheet. I think he had 170-something passing yards, but what he did is he played mistake-free football. If you play mistake-free football, your defense is good, it's hard to lose, especially when you have a rush attack with ETN scoring that super long touchdown. They kept it light on the stat sheet, but he didn't turn the ball over. The offense leaned on ETN again, and BTJ did start to finally look like himself. He had 5 receptions, slowly getting back into the roll of things. We even saw a sick catch from Travis Hunter again, which is like, maybe that's what they need to start using him more. I don't know. You paid all that capital for him. They capitalized on a lot of mistakes. There's one time Brock Purdy threw it and it was right in the hands of Jacksonville receiver, defensive person, whatever they're called. I don't know. The other side of the ball that doesn't have to do with fantasy. He got the ball and it was like, wow, that's a big momentum swing. I love that. Coaching staff, they seem to be clicking, and I don't really know if they're clicking or not, if it's more bark than bite, because him, Liam Cohen, and Salah, they kind of got into it. A little bit. Got a little chirpy. I don't know. So they just let him fight. You just let him fight. I think you should give an advancement to Liam Cohen, though. Because why not? 49ers, Brock Purdy, he was definitely still injured. I think anyone with 2 eyes, 1 eye, with a feeling, whatever, can see that this guy is injured. So he was kind of out of rhythm. Both of his receivers also got injured. So his 2 and his 3. His number 1 still Ayuk. I don't care what anyone says. George Kittle's out. You want to call him receiver? Sure. Then that's his number 1. Then his 1 and 2 are out. He just has 3 and 4 receivers. I mean, look, Nick Bosa went out. I mean, they're just plagued. And I mean plagued with injuries, this Niners team. I still believe they can make a run here, but they just have to get healthy, and that's the only question. Pivotal point, though, in this game was when Jaguars just did a punt return for a touchdown, flipped the game immediately, and was like, you know what? Jaguars always kind of leave the back door open. We saw this the previous week with the Texans, where it's like, ooh, are you going to go ahead and leave this open? And no, he did not. He said, no, 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 no. Trevor Lawrence is going to stomp on foot. The defense is going to stomp on foot, and they're going to beat the 49ers. And that's exactly what happened. So overall, Niners, they have legit upside if this defense keeps going. Niners, get healthy, get good. Get healthy, get good, but the Rams look too good. You might not win that division. And that was a bet that I placed, so I'm sad. You know what they say, if it's water. Ravens 20, Chiefs 37. I called this game. I was yelling about this game because, sure, you had Mahomes as a dog. He didn't really have anyone. His offense was still new against when you're playing the Eagles in week 2. Eagles do not have Vic. He's just bad against Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio's great. I'll say it. Vic Fangio's great, and I love him. I love you, Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio, you're invited to my wedding. Am I getting married anytime soon? No. But Vic, who knows? You're going to be invited to my wedding. Why not? I'm a good dude. The offense now, though, Chiefs at 3, at 2.5. This was a no-brainer for me. They were only at 1.5 when they played the Eagles. Their offense was broken. It was broken the past couple weeks, and that's not great because after they lost, I invested heavily in them to not only win the Super Bowl but win the division as well. So thank God the Chargers lost. Having him back, having him stretch the field, it's just fantastic. It adds a whole nother element to this offense. So they're not able to really get the ball running, but who knows? Maybe once they have Rashee Rice, that might happen again. Mahomes looked more comfortable in the pocket. He was throwing downfield. Could it just turn out this Baltimore team to really bad at defense? That's why I think time will tell, because injuries are plaguing them more. However, when we're talking about defense, the real star of the show was the Chiefs defense, and they were just on the side of Spags. Spagnola knows how to just draw up a man-to-man blitz against Lamar. And that's it. If you just run a very well-oiled machine, man-to-man blitz with Lamar, it's going to be very tough for him to get anything going. I think this team finally took off all that Brazil funk. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar got injured. That's a pivotal point in this game. When Lamar went out, you're like, okay, well, that's it. He was not doing good to begin with, but he was bad. He was just flat out bad. They were getting outplayed, and now it looks like he's going to sit out for the Texans. So that means you can potentially drop to 1-5, which would be very, very bad. The Cooper Rush, he is very serviceable, so why not? The play calling, questionable, not questionable, whatever. It's just weird because you didn't use Derrick Henry that much. I get it, he had some marquee fumbles, but at some time it's like, well, we had this guy. Why, should we just try using him? You know, and that should be your game plan. Well, we got him. He can run. I don't know. You're already down by so much. You might as well let him break a long one and get everyone back into the games. Overall, Chiefs, they look elite again. I honestly don't know who's going to stop them if they keep playing like this. Especially as like Mahomes kind of has a chip on his shoulder. It's going to be interesting. His injuries had Cooper Rush was kind of good in Dallas for a backup quarterback. See how it goes, but I don't know if you can like pull the weight like Lamar did. Okay, people, let's go ahead and go into our week 3 power rankings. One thing that I did forget to say up top is that we went 5-4 in our week 4. So look, I don't know, it's plus 5-4, you're going 60%. If you go 60%, quit your day job. That's what Simon Hunter says. Shout out Simon Hunter. Wins included Seattle minus 1.5, Jaguars plus 3.5. You had the Kansas City Chiefs plus 3.5. You plus 2.5 or plus 3, depending on where you got it. Eagles minus 2.5 is what I got at. They ended at minus 3.5. Lost. Chargers minus 6.5. That was a bad read by me. Should have said his offensive line is a lot worse than what it seemed. I also lost for the Packers at 6.5. I don't even want to get in that game. 40-40, though. That's kind of sweet. Has to be a score got me, I think. And then you also had the Broncos at 6.5, which I lost. And then there was one more in the early slate. Oh, no, wait. I didn't lose the Chargers. That was just a personal bet, but it's not one that I gave out on the show because I wasn't so sure about it. I'm sure it will come back to me NFL Week 4. Let's go ahead. Let's look at the power ratings anyway. Oh, it was a Colts plus 3.5. That's what I lost. That's what it was. Colts plus 3.5. I lost. And then everything else besides the Vikings minus 2.5 and Dublin, that was a bad read as I said with Carson Wentz. Here are my tiers. I don't think I'm going to be able to put them picture in picture. So if you want to see my full tier list, go ahead, go to my YouTube short, go to my TikTok page, whatever's easier for you. I'm not telling you where to find it. You go find it. What do I look like to you? The map from Dora the Explorer? Here we go. We have 6 categories. First one is Juggernauts. Bills rated 1, Eagles 2, Lions 3, Chiefs 4, Rams 5. Bills starting this off, I don't know who's going to beat them. They're going to have the most wins coming out of the season. Their defense is concerning. Last one, though, is the Rams. They're playing at such a high level. I don't know how they can't be included in this juggernaut conversation. I don't care how old they are. Any given Sunday, this means that this tier can beat the juggernauts any given Sunday. Chargers, Buccaneers, Colts. Colts are good. Everyone stop sleeping on the Colts. The Colts are good. They're here to stay. They beat themselves up. Donnie Mitchell, what are you doing? I tossed cheddar cheese on you. You're going to just do that to me? Run the ball in the end zone. What are we doing here? This is football. Jacksonville Jaguars, I like them. Ravens, they're down low. They don't have a defense. They might not have Lamar. I don't like it. This next tier is called Not Rotten Milk. It's like, not rotten milk. It's not bad yet, but it's not like, oh my God, this is great. Broncos, Green Bay. I'm saying this out loud. I'll probably switch Green Bay and Broncos. Seahawks, Niners, Commanders. Then I have the Not Rotten Milk tier again because I did not edit it well. So that would be the Vikings, Texans, the Browns. The Browns should not be up this high. Then you have the Steelers, Dallas Cowboys. Next tier is we have food at home. And we all have heard that line in our lives. And guess what that is? That's disappointing. So we have the Falcons, the Patriots, the Bears, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Raiders. This next one is I will like likely because of the number, but I'm not a fan of these teams. That is the Dolphins, the Panthers, the Bengals, the Saints, the Jets, the Titans. Yeah, I have the Jets below the Saints. Do I believe in that? I don't know, but I don't love them. But here's the thing. I cannot believe one of my early reads the next week is I do love the Rams. I love the Chiefs because I was able to get them at 3, so I already placed that in. The one thing that I do love, though, which I hate to say how much I love it, is the Saints. I love the Saints team against this Giants team. I think they're able to find a little something against that Bills defense. So one of my look forward plays is the Saints. Also, I love the Browns. People, that is the Affaka Show. You know where to find me. Like, subscribe, comment. Actually, subscribe, like, comment. I gotta get to 1,000 so I can make some cheddar cheese off this YouTube ads. Google, I've been using you for a while. Why don't you pay me? As always, sponsors, I'm here for you.